Welcome to Mary and Mike English Channel.
Mary, I have a confession to make.
What kind of confession?
I tried to cook dinner last night. For the first time. Alone.
How alone are we talking?
My wife was out. No takeout menus in the house. Just me, a recipe, and a kitchen full of things I could not name.
What happened?
I spent 20 minutes looking for a colander.
Did you know what a colander looks like?
I did not. I still do not. I panicked and bought a ladle. It looked the least threatening.
Okay, we need to fix this. Not just for you, for everyone out there who has walked into a kitchen and felt completely lost.
Please, help us.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mary.
And I'm Mike.
Today, Leo and Maya are taking us inside a real kitchen to learn how to cook and how to name everything in it, in English, with confidence. Don't worry, we will speak slowly and clearly.
Let's go, before someone else buys a ladle to drain pasta. Maya, it's smoking! The pan is smoking!
What did you do?
Nothing. I put oil in the pan and turned the heat on, and then I looked at my phone for 1 second, and now the kitchen is full of smoke.
Open the window. Wave a towel at the smoke alarm.
Okay, it stopped.
Leo, what temperature did you set the stove to?
High?
You set the stove to high and walked away?
The recipe said heat the oil. It didn't say how much heat.
Leo, this is why we are doing this. Today we are cooking dinner for my parents. They are arriving in 3 hours, and you just tried to burn down the kitchen before we even started.
I was trying to be helpful.
I know, and I love you for it. But before we touch anything else, let's look around this kitchen and make sure you actually know what everything is.
I know what things are.
Really? What's this?
A spoon?
This is a spatula. It's for flipping things, like pancakes or burgers.
Right, spatula. I knew that.
And this?
Also a spatula?
This is a slotted spatula. See the slots? The holes? It lets oil and liquid drain away when you lift food. Very different.
Okay, so there are multiple spatulas. I'm learning already.
We are going to go through this kitchen together. Every tool, every verb, every ingredient. By the end of today, you will cook a full dinner and name everything you touch.
Full dinner for your parents. No pressure.
No pressure, but also no more smoke alarms. Deal?
Deal.
Let's start with the big things, the appliances.
I feel like a toddler.
You almost burned the kitchen down. You are a toddler. Here is the stove. The stove is what you almost destroyed. It has burners on top, gas burners. See the blue flame? Some stoves are electric. Ours is gas. Where smoke came from?
The oven.
Good. The oven is for baking and roasting, different from the stovetop. On top of the stove, we cook with pots and pans. Inside the oven, we bake things like bread, cake, or roasted vegetables.
And what's this?
Microwave.
Good. Microwave. For heating food quickly. And this?
Refrigerator. Fridge for short.
And below the fridge is the freezer. One more. This one's important.
The sink.
Yes. And what do we do at the sink?
Wash our hands. Wash dishes.
Good. And this part is faucet. The thing water comes out of. Hot water, cold water. And this part is the drain, where the water goes down.
Drain. Got it.
And this board next to the sink, where we put vegetables before we cut them?
I want to say cutting table, but I feel like that's wrong.
Cutting board. You were close. Cutting board. Usually made of wood or plastic. You put it on the counter. The counter is this whole flat surface. Counter. You do most of your preparation on the counter. Now, the fun part, the tools. Welcome to the utensil drawer. This is where the magic lives.
This drawer is chaos.
It's organized chaos. Let's go one by one. What's this?
I know this one. Knife.
But which knife? Look around this kitchen. How many knives do you see?
I see 4 on that magnetic strip.
5. Let's name them. The big one, the one you use for almost everything, is the chef's knife.
Chef's knife.
Big, wide blade. For chopping vegetables, slicing meat, the most important knife in the kitchen. Next to it, smaller blade, same shape, is the paring knife.
Paring knife. What's it for?
Small, delicate work. Peeling fruit. Cutting small things like garlic or shallots. Things the chef's knife is too big for. Next, the one with teeth.
Bread knife?
Exactly, the serrated knife. Serrated means it has teeth, like a saw, for cutting bread, tomatoes, anything with a tough outside and soft inside. And the last two, the boning knife, thin and curved for cutting meat off the bone, and the utility knife, in between a chef's knife and a paring knife, for random jobs.
5 knives. I've been using the same one for everything.
Most people do. That's why we're here. Now, let's go deeper into the drawer. This flat one with the long handle.
Spatula. I learned that one already because of the smoke.
Good memory. Spatula for flipping. But there are different kinds. This one with the slots. The slotted spatula. The slots let oil drain through. And this solid one, no slots, is for things that might fall through the holes, like scrambled eggs.
Multiple spatulas. This is getting complicated.
It's about to get worse. Name this.
A wire thingy?
This is a whisk for mixing. Eggs, batter, sauces. You move it quickly in circles. Whisk. Try it.
Whisk. Okay, I've seen this before. I just called it the mixing thing.
And this? Long handle, round deep end?
Big spoon?
Ladle. Ladle. For serving soup, stew, sauce, you scoop liquid with it. Ladle. And this flat wooden one?
I'm going to guess it's not big flat wooden thing.
Wooden spoon. For stirring. Wood doesn't scratch the pots, and it doesn't get hot like metal. And this, similar but wider, flatter?
Wooden shovel?
Turner. Or sometimes called a wooden spatula, for stirring and scraping. And this, the one with the small holes?
I genuinely don't know.
This is a skimmer, or a spider strainer. See the wire mesh like a spider web? You use it to lift food out of boiling water or hot oil, like when you're deep frying. Scoop and drain. Skimmer. And this one with a flat mesh bottom?
Similar but different?
Strainer, or sieve. Sieve. S-I-E-V-E. For draining pasta, washing rice, sifting flour. Different from a colander.
Okay, wait. Colander versus sieve. What's the difference?
This is a colander. Big, wide, large holes. For draining pasta, washing vegetables. This is a sieve. Small, fine mesh. For sifting flour, straining small things like seeds from lemon juice. Colander equals big holes. Sieve equals tiny holes.
Big holes, tiny holes. I can remember that.
2 more, then we move on. This?
Tong?
Yes, tongs. You squeeze them to grab things. For flipping meat, serving salad, the click-click sound.
Everyone does the click click.
It's the law. And this one? with the horizontal blade?
Peeler?
Vegetable peeler. For removing the skin from carrots, potatoes, apples, the skin is called the peel. So the tool is a peeler. And this rough metal surface with holes?
Grater. I know that one.
For cheese, vegetables, lemon zest. And these, small on a ring?
Measuring spoons.
And these, larger, clear glass?
Measuring cups.
Difference between liquid measuring cup and dry measuring cup?
There are different kinds?
The glass one with the spout, for liquids. Milk, water, oil. These stackable plastic ones, for dry ingredients. Flour, sugar, they are not the same.
I have been using the same cup for everything.
I know. And your baking has probably been inconsistent.
Very.
Last 3 items in the drawer. This?
Can opener.
Yes. And these heavy-duty scissors?
Kitchen scissors. Kitchen shears?
Both work for cutting herbs, opening packages, even cutting through bone. And this?
A rock?
Mortar and pestle. Mortar is the bowl. Pestle is the grinding stick. For crushing garlic, grinding spices, making pesto. Very old tool. Still essential.
Okay, that's a lot. How many tools was that? My brain is full.
Good. That's the point. Now let's cook something.
Wait, before we start, you said one tool in this kitchen can ruin an entire meal if I use it wrong. Which one?
You'll find out. Let's cook first.
That's not an answer.
It's a better answer than you think. Before we cook, we prep. Prep means prepare. Everything gets ready first. This is called mise en place, French for everything in its place.
Mise en place.
Close enough. Let's go through what we're making. We're cooking roasted chicken with vegetables and mashed potatoes, plus a simple salad. 4 dishes.
4 dishes. For your parents. In 2 hours.
We have 2 hours. No time to waste. Let's start with the vegetables. What do you see?
Onions, carrots, potatoes, garlic, something green.
Bell pepper. And the green one?
Broccoli?
Good. And these green leaves?
Spinach for the salad.
Right. Now, the verbs. Every vegetable needs a different verb. We don't just cut everything. Listen carefully. Onions, we dice.
Dice.
Small, even cubes, like dice you roll in a game. Dice the onion. First, cut it in half. Then peel off the papery skin. Then make cuts one way, then the other way. Small cubes. Now you try.
Like this?
Smaller. Keep your fingers tucked in, like a claw. The claw grip protects your fingertips.
Claw grip. Got it. Dice the onion. Dice.
Now carrots. Carrots
Cut.
we can slice carrots, or chop them, or julienne them. Different cuts for different purposes. Today, we're slicing. Slice means thin, flat pieces, like this. Use your chef's knife, not the paring knife, too small. Chef's knife for big vegetables. Rock the blade, see? The tip stays on the board. You rock it back and forth.
Rock the blade. Slice. I'm slicing carrots.
Perfect. Now potatoes. For mashed potatoes, we're going to peel them first.
Peeler. I remember this one.
Glide it along the skin, away from your body. Don't press hard. Let the blade do the work.
Peel the potato. Okay, this is satisfying.
After peeling, we cut the potatoes into chunks, roughly the same size so they cook evenly. We call this chopping, when the size doesn't need to be perfect. Chop, not dice.
Chop for potatoes. Dice for onions. Slice for carrots.
You're getting it! Now garlic. First, we separate the cloves. Then, lay the flat of the knife on it and press down with your palm. The skin comes right off. Now, we mince the garlic.
Mince?
The smallest cut, tinier than dice, almost like a paste. Rock the knife back and forth over the garlic until it's very fine.
Mince. This takes forever.
It takes 30 seconds. You're just impatient.
Also true.
Last, the bell pepper. First, cut it in half. Remove the seeds. The white part, the membrane, take that out too. It's bitter. Now slice it into strips.
Slice the bell pepper into strips.
Now you know 7 verbs. We also grated, earlier, the cheese.
Great!
And we're about to do more.
And right there, in the middle of cutting the green bell pepper, we're going to pause.
What? No! He was doing so well!
He was, but the cooking hasn't even started yet, Mike. The stove hasn't been turned on, the oven isn't preheating, and Leo still doesn't know what that one dangerous tool is.
The one Maya said could ruin the entire meal in 3 seconds?
Exactly. And in part 2, Leo is about to grab it.
What is it? Tell me.
I can't, not yet. But I will say this. Every kitchen has one. You probably have one in your drawer right now. And most people don't realize how dangerous it is until it's too late.
You're really going to make us wait?
Think about it this way, Mike. Leo just learned a lot today. He can name everything in the utensil drawer. He knows his appliances. He can dice, mince, slice, chop, and peel. But knowing the tools and using them under pressure, that's the real test.
And that test is in part 2.
In part 2, Leo and Maya cook the full meal from scratch. The burners go on, the oil heats up. Leo sears chicken for the first time in his life. He learns to simmer, broil, and check for doneness. Maya's parents arrive. And yes, he finds out exactly which tool can destroy everything.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. You just watched Leo learn about whisks, spatulas, ladles, tongs, graters, sieves, and a lot more. Think about every tool Maya showed him. Which one do you think is dangerous? Write your guess in the comments right now, a full English sentence. And in part 2, you'll find out if you were right.
Subscribe to Mary and Mike English channel and hit the bell so you don't miss part 2. It's coming very soon.
The story is about to get hot.
See you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye. And Leo, don't touch anything until Maya gets back.